Hello, this thing, truly a lifesaver. I'm gonna have to get my own. It's making my hair look okay on a day where it wasn't doing okay. Earlier today it was so frizzy and gross, and now it's calmed down a little bit, and I really shouldn't touch it because it's gonna make it worse. But thank goodness for this thing. Speaking of, as you might be able to tell, my hair is shorter. That's because I've had a haircut. Now, obviously, none of the hairdressers are open, so this was a job done at home. Here's how it went down. I was in my room speaking to my sister. She went to bed, so I left my room just to go speak to my parents and my siblings. And we were all just in the hall, and my hair was really, like, it was very dead before I cut it. And I think I had it in a plait, so you can always see, especially in a plait, how much is dead. And my mum said, Raquel, it's a bit dead. Maybe you should just cut it off. And I was like, okay. I think she was expecting a lot more resistance, to be honest. Because I hate cutting my hair. Not because I hate cutting my hair, but because I hate spending so much money on just cutting off the bottom bits. So my plait was one-sided. It was just on one side. And I knew if we were going to just cut it from the plait, it would be very uneven. So I said, let's take the plait out, just make it a bit more even and cut it. And my mum just grabbed a pair of scissors and snip, snip, snip. And that was it. And she was like, are you sure you're okay? I feel bad. It's, you know, I would be very upset if someone just did that to me. And I said, I'm just glad to get rid of the dead ends, and I'm glad that I didn't have to pay a cent. And the funny thing was, earlier that day, I hadn't said to anyone, but I did think in my head, maybe I'll just cut my own hair and just cut off the dead ends. So I think next time it grows dead and long, I'm gonna just try and cut my own hair. Because the truth is, I haven't had a cut literally since last April. So I definitely needed the cut. But I didn't want to do that 6 months ago and pay £60 for that. But if I cut my own hair every, call it 6 months, or even 3 months, and then do one big chop once a year, it'll be better for me, it'll be better for my hair, it'll be better for my bank account. Anyway, I quite like it. It's not as short as I had it in the first fella I ever did, where it was like a bob, and I hated it. My mum really likes this length. A lot of people do, actually. I've heard a lot of people say they like me with a bit shorter hair. I like it when it's long though, but I don't mind this length. It's a bit more convenient to have it this length. Anyway, there's that. I really should stop touching it, I know. And then I have another thing to talk about that I wrote down, but I gotta find. Also, I did not intend for the book video to go over 2 videos, but it was just so long, I thought it would make more sense to split it up. So I'm sorry if you didn't enjoy that. It is what it is. It's too late now. Right, so the one other thing I'm quickly going to talk about is I think people are relaxing too much. I was on Twitter last night and saw someone post, I can't remember who it was, that they were going for a walk and they could see that outside in the parks people were no longer keeping the 1.5 to 2 meters rule. And it's just so silly, I think. I know that people are starting to get a little bit of hope that maybe things will return to normal relatively soon, but by you disobeying the rules, you're just going to extend the period. And my brother is very much at fault for this. He always has friends over and he's like, yeah, we'll stay in the garage and we'll stay 1.5 meters apart. But I feel very, very funny about it, and I make my voice heard, especially to my parents. I tell them I don't think it's okay, I'm not comfortable with this. And it's just like, I know people need their social lives, and I know I'm probably an exception in the sense that I'm not missing it so much, but just don't be stupid about it. Anyway, that's my little ramble for today. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was so random. Goodbye, and just keep your distance. I can social distance. You can social distance. Bye.